Greetings of the day. Today, in the continuation of the earlier session, I, Dr. Renu, going to let you know about learning, training, development. As we had a discussion about various aspects of the human resource development, either in terms of recruitment or in terms of the selection, but few points are still left. The point is to understand, after all, what is learning, how we proceed for training, what is after all the development. Learning. The learning word itself indicates that is to know the ability of the another person, what he or she understands, how much level he or she is having the skill. The need is to improve that skill. As we know, the Welch once mentioned an organization ability to learn, translate learning into action rapidly. It is to take the competitive advantage. So, learning is to learn, to develop their understanding. Let's move towards the excel. That is the part of learning. That is what we say is learning. Right? So, it is very important to find out or to know that how the learning theories help the trainers to understand the trainee in a better way and impart the training effectively. Though it is the process which can't be directly observed but can be experienced. So it is very difficult to define otherwise learning. Right? So this is your learning. So if I say the acquisition of any knowledge or the skill through study, experience, that is learning. Training. Training, it can be defined as planned attempt by an organization to facilitate, employ, learning of job-related knowledge. Job-related knowledge is the part of training. Right? Or I can say that it is the planned attempt to impart knowledge, skill or behavior to the employee is training. It is not necessary that it is related to only the employee. May be related to any intern or to any other student. Development. Development, on the other hand, it is where the development of skills needed at the part of both level present as well as for the future jobs, development is required. Improve your potential, increase your contribution towards the organization. That is your development. Right? So this is your thin line difference in learning, training and development. Now let us understand that what are the learning theories. Three theories are there which are very famous. James Piaget theory, social learning theory, which is also said as the theory, which is also said as the theory with reciprocal interaction between cognition, behavior and environmental factors basically, which is very famously known for this. Then the another theory is your Cobb's model of learning theory. Right? So the first theory, that is your James Piaget theory. See, the learning theories, basically these are based on the two predominant factors or the thoughts of learning, that is your cognitive theory and the behavioral theory. right? The cognitive theorists, they posit that though learning is inferred through behavioral outcomes, right? But learning is not behavior. Learning and behavior are two separate entities. So these cognitive theorists, they focus on this idea or on this area that how information gets processed during the process of this learning, right? So J.N. Piaget focus on the point. He mentioned in this thing the two important aspects from this cognitive process. That is, number one is assimilation, number two is accommodation. So James said assimilation is the process of integrating the new experiences in your existing mental category, whatever in your existing aspect, in that the new experiences are integrated. Accommodation is somehow that happens through creating new category in your mental map. For example, child, the first lady to whom he or she met is in his or her life is the mother, right? So whenever he or she perceived child meets to grandmother or to the teacher or to any other lady, he or she perceived that same characteristics. So that child always treat that woman in the same category, that is of mother, right? So there is no need for the child to create another category, because he felt that if any lady is there, so she is a mother, in the category of mother, in the box of mother. So but when at the moment if you show that child any plant, any animal, any insect, right? So that animal in the terms of your lion, tiger, buffalo, cow, goat, even your pet cat or your dog, right? So he or she is forced to develop some another category, that is okay, animal category, okay, now insect category or the plant category. So in this way the categories developed by our mind, okay? So this is your process, the process where you create new categories, right? In the terms of, like as I said, animal or insect or your box, right? So that category is the process of your accommodation. But whereas the process of fitting the same nature means all ladies in the same category, that process of fitting that same nature, same object is assimilation. So in this way, in the mental map, in our map, we involve in assimilation, we involve in accommodation. I hope it is clear. Now let me inform you, or let me have the clarity about the aspect of social learning theory, the theory introduced by Bandura. The Bandura learning theory, the theory where the individuals, they learn through observations, the observation of the others, how the other people behave, how they react, what kind of attitude they have, what kind of consequence of the behavior if I do in this way, if I do some action in this way, and what will be the reaction. So the individuals are behaved and observed. So the categories in which they are observed, that is called model. Now it is basically, the theory is divided on the 4 conditions, or on the basis of 4 conditions it is, where the behaviors are learned, observations through process of modeling, and we identify, or what we say, their ideas, that how they perform, though are in 4 conditions. The conditions are attention, retention, reproduction, motivation. Attention, where the process is that where the individual actually starts with this stage, right? When we pay the attention and selective attention. Usually what happens is the full sentence is given, we that is our hobby, or that is our habit actually, where we pay only the selective attention to the selective word or to the selective sentence to which we are more interested to, or we are more keen to. So selective attention to the few, based on either its distinctiveness, based on either its relevance, or based on our own interest. So that is the what we say that is applicable in our jobs also, where in the training programs also, where the trainer first job is to attract the attention of the trainees, either through voice or through interesting presentations or through some games, right? Then retention. So after attention, the stage is retention. Bandura says that human beings just do not respond to the stimuli, right? Rather, they interpret them. They interpret the images, visual codes, visual images. So to ensure their retention, the need is to rehearse the learned material through the process of symbols, visualizations, images, right? Then is reproduction. So reproduction is where the behavior reproduction is of both cognitive and environmental. So individual cognitive process triggers a behavior. So behavior occurs in environment. So it becomes a part of the environment. So it leads to skill enhancement, right? So then is your motivation. Motivation is to motivate, to encourage a inner drive, need to have an inner drive, more encouragement to learn more, react more, identify, and to scroll more. Then we have Cobb's model of learning style.